Pretty solid practices, I mean, I think I've liked the transition, obviously, back into game prep, it's always a great week on our schedule. Things try to get ready to play the game like it's a Saturday. I think your guys have done that, had the good focus, good preparation. We got to clean up some things tomorrow out there before we leave, but at that point, hopefully we're ready to play the game, and then then you get the confidence builder when you get to the bowl site of reviewing basically the whole practice week again.
You took it to the stadium today too.
Yeah, we've been there all week. I mean, a lot of just with some of the storms this weekend, we get good film over there, and we don't need to be. We're not playing in there this weekend, so we can use up that turf.
Early thoughts on Northwestern? What challenges they present to you?
Well, they present a lot. They're a team that probably should have played in the Rose Bowl, won their conference championship. A couple plays here and some weird mishaps in games, and they would have been in the Rose Bowl. So, very talented in every phase of the game. They got an explosive offense, one of the top rushing offenses in the country, running a very high tempo. Some stout physical offensive linemen, some fast playmaking receivers, and quarterback and a running back that can score every time they touch the ball. And, on the defense side of the ball, big, stout, physical players up front. They got big, athletic linebackers. They're one of the top teams in the country.
With Nick down, I'm sure now Josh Robinson understands this is a game he's going to get a little bit more looks and have to count him a little bit more.
I think him, Milton, all those guys. Guys know that when they get their opportunity, they're ready to step up, and they're going to get their those running backs are going to get their opportunity on the game.
Can you talk a little bit about their two signings today?
Yeah, very excited. Justin Cox, All-American defensive back, that signed with us a couple years ago, and you look at those young guys, very proud of him that, here it is a year and a half later, took care of his business, did what he needed to do, and not just on the football field, but in the classroom. And so we're very excited to have him back in the fold. And Jeremy Chappelle is a receiver that, you look at that, our receiver depth chart, both of those, the defensive backfield with a lot of guys leaving, and at the receiver position with 5 seniors, it's huge for us to get guys come in that, coming in the spring to come make a contribution.
Talk about those guys, Dan, the receivers, just their legacy, the progression they made over the last few years, and going out in the Gator Bowl.
Well, this is it. This is their last, this is their last opportunity. So I know they're going to be extremely motivated to go have a great game. And these were guys that almost all of them have really been playing for 4 years. They didn't have the opportunity to redshirt when they came here, or the development time. They just got thrown right in the mix. So. But they've continually developed, had great careers here, and I know they'd like to finish it with a win.
I'm going to ask you about Arcedo, and kind of a quiet guy, kind of hard to get inside his head. What really makes him tick, you think?
I don't know. He's pretty quiet with me too. So, you know what? Arcedo's a guy. He takes care of his business. Early on when I got here, and started coaching him, and early in his career, didn't know what his future was going to be, but. He's bought into the program. He's one of our graduates, takes care of his business on and off the field, does things the right way, and has had a successful career on the field, and obviously been a great success off the field as well.
Sometimes you can oversell or undersell the impact of one, assistant coach. But what has Tim Brewster meant for the development of the receivers this year? And
I think he's done a great job. I think his experience, at that position. I knew when we hired him. You're getting a guy that had, head coaching experience. Coming in, and I think maybe being out of it for a little bit, his passion has really showed with those guys. And we knew we had an experienced bunch, and then you give them an experienced coach on top of that. It's shown great production out of that position.
How has Tyler looked coming back, for that couple of weeks of rest?
Good. He's thrown throughout the whole time. So, you know what? Actually, he was average today. He missed a couple throws today, made a couple missed reads, but he's been pretty good all week. So, for that. But, as he said, he's a guy that's played some football, so he knows he's got some time to get some things cleaned up. And, you're always going to add a couple new wrinkles for the bowl game. So, we'll get some of those things cleaned up for him.
What instruction do you give the guys going into the Christmas break? Don't eat all this.
Some of them can eat a lot, some not as much. No, just really try, our biggest one that I concern is safe travels for our guys. There's a lot of guys that they're going to be excited to get home. They're young kids ready to get back home, and but go enjoy the time off with their families, enjoy the holidays spend it with the people that they haven't been able to see in throughout the course of the season. And my biggest concern is always them traveling safe to get home and safe either back here or to the bowl site.
It's a pretty fair-sized bunch of fall graduates you have on this roster this year.
Yeah, Kylie Amato in our academic office does a fabulous job. think we had I don't know if it's been announced yet, I think they showed me the 2.65
Yeah.
team
Yeah, we
GPA.
did it this morning.
Yeah, and that, I was told it might even go up because a couple kids got some grades changed because our guys are pretty competitive, and so they want those grades even higher. So, but she does a great job with those guys, and even throughout the time, I think we're going to have, we're going to have more and more guys in graduate school playing on the football team here in the future.
Everybody can be okay eligibility-wise going into the bowl? As far as you know?
Ah, boy, yeah. I mean, a couple walk-ons, but that didn't pass all their classes. Those are no names that you guys want to put in the paper. Probably.
I want to ask you real quick about Baker, and maybe he doesn't put up the 48 yards a punt, but he does so many other things well. You think that gets overlooked by people, especially when it comes to awards?
Well, I don't know that because, they want the guys that have the huge legs. I think he does a great job, and our guys do a great job of knowing what he does. He's very accurate, has great consistency, and I think when you do that, it shows in the coverage units. Our coverage units are usually right where they need to be because the ball's right where they need to be, and I guess good and bad. He doesn't outkick his coverage a whole lot, but he doesn't underkick his coverage much either. He just kind of kicks to his coverage, and our guys that consistency's helped him a lot.